Damn, son, this cat'll have you in love like Damson. That shit'll hit you like
Damson
a
Idris?
snowfall. I'm so cold, have you numb like propofol. Anesthesia.
You should have said Snowfall first, so then we would know that Damson, which you were talking about. But that
I
was
said,
cool.
damn, son, this cat'll have you in love like Damson.
Right.
That shit'll hit you like a snowfall. I'm so cold, have you numb like propofol.
I don't know what that is.
Isn't it anesthesia?
Propofol?
Uh-huh.
I'm so cold, have you numb?
From Snowfall. Snowfall, cold, propofol, have you...
I just didn't know who Damson
What?
was until you said Snowfall. So I was just saying my only note would be if you had said the Snowfall line first, then you said damn son.
I don't think that I'd have to do that.
Maybe not. I was just telling you what would make me like it, because I was just like, who's Damson? Damson Idris?
Yes.
Then you said Snowfall, and I was like, oh.
But then you got exactly who. If
I just got it late.
you had to let me finish the bar so that
Before I think?
before you ask. So if you would have let me finish the bar, once you heard Snowfall, you'd have known like, oh, she is talking about Damson, so you wouldn't have had to question.
Okay. So you weren't ever looking for notes.
I was trying to explain. I really felt like I did something with this bar this time.
I thought so too. That's why, because usually I'm just like, no. So now I'm giving some input, and now I'm getting fought for it.
Let me ask this.
I'm gonna go back to just not saying anything.
Where did the bar go? Is it still in hell or is it rising?
That's what I was just saying. I didn't know what you meant until you said Snowfall, but you don't know how to take a compliment.
Wait, what's the the dance?
It's getting worse. One has to go forever. Steak, shrimp, fried chicken, ribs.
Fried what?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken?
Fried chicken.
Okay, one has to go forever. Say it again.
Steak, shrimp, fried chicken, ribs.
Fried chicken.
That easy?
It's that easy for me because I don't eat fried chicken that often. Now, if you said baked chicken, then I got a problem with that. But fried chicken...
That is true. I love fried chicken.
Fried chicken is really good, but I feel like I eat fried chicken maybe once a year.
Really?
Like, maybe.
It does feel the unhealthiest out of all of these. So I order it less. But it's
fried
so
chicken,
good.
are we just talking about breast, wing?
I mean, you could make an
leg
argument
and thigh?
that wings are fried too. So stuff like Wingstop.
I'm cool with getting rid of that. I like baked chicken. Baked chicken is my shit.
Baked chicken's cool.
If I had to get rid of baked chicken, then I got a problem. But fried chicken, unless, okay, are we including hot chicken sandwiches?
If it's a fried chicken,
because all of those are fried, aren't they?
Yep. So yeah.
Ooh,
you gonna eat a nice baked chicken sandwich?
I mean, talk
Those are
to
good
me
too.
nice. Like you put some baked chicken, like some rotisserie chicken, inside of a Hawaiian sweet roll, some butter.
I mean, yeah, there are other good things, but
I can get rid of fried chicken. I can say that with the utmost confidence. Damn,
this is easy. This is easy for me too.
Look at how my phone is sitting. That is
just straight
weird.
up.
No.
I did that with my bottle too, and I wondered if I can do it without. But
look at that shit. That
this
shit is wild.
This is easy for me too.
Did that shit with the broom too.
I'm getting ribs up out of here.
Ribs? Hell no. Why would you do that?
Because we talking overhyped. Ribs are overhyped.
Oh, no.
They're good, but I think people be doing too much when they talk about ribs.
No.
Like a good rib is good, but like, have you ever had a good rib? Well, probably not you, but sometimes I'll have like a really good rib and I'll be like, I could probably eat like one more of these, and that's
Oh,
about
no,
it. But
no,
good
no.
fried chicken, be gone.
No, good ribs.
They be gone.
You ain't
too,
had
but
no,
still.
man.
But
Come on.
I don't know. I feel like fried chicken is more versatile. Ribs, like I've had like a short rib sandwich and stuff. That's pretty good, but that's
See,
not really, short rib isn't really ribs.
Right. I'm not talking about short ribs. I could get rid of short ribs.
Short ribs are fire.
But some baby back ribs.
Are short ribs just the bottom of the rib cage where the ribs are shorter?
I don't know. I thought rib tips were like. Are rib tips just cut in half?
I think that's actually the end of the rib, right? The tip.
It's in the back, right?
Eating
Isn't
ribs,
it like where the ribs sit?
That's
like,
probably the most barbaric part of
oof.
like eating a rib cage. I used to think baby back ribs was like a baby cow's ribs, and that's why it was so good.
So I like pork ribs better than
everybody
beef ribs.
does. Yeah,
it's more tasty than.
I gotta do a
pig was screaming.
I gotta do an A and B because I used to be like ranch and blue cheese were interchangeable for me. I would be like,
hell
I would be
no.
like, bring me either. I don't care. And then like as I grew older, blue cheese started becoming less and less good to me.
I don't
And
like
now
blue
I can't
cheese.
really eat I can't really eat blue cheese as a dip.
No,
But I think that it might be the same for pork and beef ribs. I wanna eat one after the other. Back to back.
You might want to eat pork after beef.
Because beef is like the tougher ones. Those are the ones that you're like, "Arr." And then the pork are the ones that you could slide the bone out. Now that's some food
that's
porn.
about how it's cooked. So if
Isn't
it's
pork
cooked,
like softer though.
how soft the meat is how it's cooked. How it slides off the bone.
I like those videos.
Oh, it's so good when you could just.
I've never done that with my mouth. Wait,
I
Fred
have.
Flintstone?
I just recently did it in a video. I did it last
It's like
night.
some cartoon
I
shit.
made some chicken last night, and I just was able to suck it right off the bone.
You was sucking chicken bones?
I was sucking chicken bone.
Oh. I was weird. Was it a nigga named Chicken?
I was trying to come up with something clever, and I was like, "That sounds
Sounded
bad.
like a
That
nigga
sounds
named
bad.
Chicken.
That sounds bad."
Chicken.
A nigga named Chicken?
Bone.
Ew.
Listen to this.
Okay.
This is Patrick's thread.
All right.
What is the Caucasian way to say you got me fucked up?
Newsflash, buddy.
See, you saved that one as well.
I haven't.
That's the first one.
That's just it.
First one is
that's the first one?
Newsflash, buddy.
I think that's the most popular, probably.
I'm
Newsflash,
gonna bring
buddy.
that back. 'Cause where does Newsflash even come from? Do they say that on the news?
No.
Hey, Newsflash.
I think they say like breaking news.
Can you say Newsflash, nigga? Kind of mix it between cultures. Newsflash, nigga.
Niggas might be like newsflash. Nigga, it's like corny. Corny.
What you got?
My thread is women are delusional.
Oh, agreed. Let's dive in.
We'll see.
What part of life are we talking about in this delusion?
This is
In relationships?
This is a miscommunicative text.
Ah, okay. So somebody tripping.
Yeah.
You guys are good for that. Big trippers.
Excuse me?
Big trippers.
You guys are too. I'm not letting you get away with that.
We be delusional, but y'all be,
as long as you admit it, I'm
y'all
good.
are on another planet.
Venus. You niggas
Further.
are on Mars.
That's the closest one. I'll give us that. Y'all Pluto, we on Mars. We on the closest
nigga,
one.
y'all
So
on
our
the sun.
delusion is still a little bit more grounded.
Y'all on the sun.
Even though the ground is very
Not
far
when
away.
y'all got emotions towards somebody. Y'all niggas be irrational as fuck.
Emotional niggas. And I say niggas, just men, period. Ticking time bomb.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right. Well, you go first.
Okay.
Because I agree with yours. Let's talk about how delusional you guys are.
My threat. You ready for this?
Yes.
Women are delusional. Zip it. I don't want to hear nothing else. All right. So, same shit. My day finna free up in a bit, though. You trying to grab a drink. She says, where you have in mind. He says, thirst. But if you only drink at certain places, just let me know. She says, never been. They got a dress code or something. He says, nope. My homegirl own it and I can smoke weed in there. All right. She says, bet. Well, let me know if I can go. I'll pull up. He says, cool. Meet me there at 8. She says, bet at 7:30. You there at 8:30. And welp, hope you good. Enjoy your night at 9:07.
From her.
From her, he doesn't respond.
Okay. So she says bed at 7:30. Then are you there at 8:30?
Are you there?
No response.
And at 9:07, she says, well, hope you good. Enjoy your night. I'm guessing this is a fast forward message. Last time we was supposed to chill, you stood me up. Never again.
From her.
Mm-hmm. He says, laughing my ass off. What? You stood me up. Stop it. She says, I was there. LOL. Texted you, waited, no reply, and left. He says, ma'am, we agreed to meet at 8. At 8:20, I left. You text me at 8:30 and asked if I was there. No heads up, you running late or anything. I took my hint and went home. You got it, though. She says, you could have said something. I was on a call outside for a few before I even hit you. But you got it, sir. Lesson learned. 20-minute grace period, no warning. LOL.
I see why this went viral.
Why?
It's an interesting dilemma. Because I feel like they both were tripping.
Right. But of course, he says we're delusional.
Well, first of all, what is... Let's just get this out the way. What is your grace period for someone being late to a date?
So, for me, when it comes to a date and a grace period, I find things to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not going to, like, sit in the car and wait. Like, if I go inside, I'm going to go in, I'm going to have a drink, I'm going to be on my phone,
right?
You know, or I'm going to be, if somebody comes and talks to me, which they typically do if I'm somewhere by myself, I find ways to fill up my time so that I don't feel like my time is wasted if somebody doesn't show.
Yeah.
So I'll have a drink before you get there. Like, I'm not waiting on you to do anything.
Right.
So if you're late and you happen to show up, in my mind, I make a mental note like, damn, nigga, you was 30 minutes late and you didn't hit me and say nothing.
Right.
But chances are, if I can find something to do there, I'm not going to leave or be all up in a tizzy. Like, I'm going to take some pictures. I'm like, you know, like, I'm going to fill up my time.
But what's the time when you're like, I'm out of here?
So if I order a drink, the drink comes, I finish the drink, and I'm hungry, I will order a plate, eat, and by the time I'm done with dating myself, if you're not there, so then I'm out.
If your last bite and he comes through and then he puts in his order, you good with that?
I'd probably be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit there and wait for him to eat and try to like get to know him unless he's just unbelievably handsome and I'm like super.
Oh, so you're talking about first date.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like they were on a first date type thing.
Technically, second. He said he stood him up last time.
But that was the first time.
Oh, so we're assuming that second time they asked to hang out again, and she said that time you stood me up.
Right.
So,
what about you?
Obviously, I think it matters how tempered you are too, because that was pretty. That's a pretty lenient answer. You know, I think that's just because you're. Is low tempered the word? It seems like you don't let a lot of stuff get to you.
Right. So I'm like, I'm big on my energy, and letting a stranger like get me out of my element in a situation like that.
Right.
First off, I don't want to look embarrassed. So I go and eat by myself all the time. Right. I enjoy eating by myself. So
that's a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
You're chilling by yourself. If he comes through, he comes through.
If he comes through, he comes through. But a mental note, it would probably kind of like hinder my vulnerability towards him. I'll probably be a bit more like stone cold towards him, but not like...
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst part about being late, especially as a first impression. It kind of throws off the energy of sometimes the rest of the date, usually just the first part of it. But I think that, you know, a lot of people don't want to look stood up. And so if they're waiting in the car or just waiting by themselves with 2 drinks, they're getting mad by the second.
Absolutely.
As opposed to just enjoying the time and then having somebody come through. They're getting more and more mad to the point where 10 minutes late, they're fuming, you know? So I think that there's a lot of elements. I think that the city that you're in is a big part of it. If you agree to meet downtown LA or Hollywood, you have to assume that person can run into, you know, some traffic. And typically 10 to 15 minutes isn't that big of a deal. I think the big deal comes from the radio silence. I think that, especially if it's a first impression or a date that you care about, you can be late, but you better be letting them know the whole time, giving updates so that if it's just they're not there, they're not talking, and they're not letting you know. Right. It could be they're not coming at all.
He didn't even say, I'm here.
He right. So like, I think that's why he was tripping, because there's a lot of layers to this. He invited her out at 7:14 and said be there at 8, knowing that women can't just splash water on their face and go out. So I think that making it a date that was so sporadic or like in the moment, and then giving a silent 20-minute period and then dipping is
with
a little...
no word, and then not even responding after that. It was like, for me, that's kind of a red flag for him. Like, I would look at that as a red flag. Like, you didn't communicate, you got pissed off, you dipped, and you just didn't respond to the rest of my messages after I told you I was there. You could have just said...
Wait, you mean a red flag for him?
Yeah.
Like the girls having...
I would see that as a red flag in him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That you got that upset where you ignored the rest of my messages throughout the night. It's not like...
You could have said at 8:30, like, I just left.
Right. You could have... At 8:20, because he gave 20 minutes... He must have... What if he probably got there early? He was probably all excited, got there at 7:45. He waited, so for him, it probably felt like, you know, I mean, 40 minutes versus...
My homegirl owns it. I could smoke weed there. He probably left with his homegirl.
Like, why he didn't smoke the weed? He should have smoked the weed in there.
And then he would have been chill.
He probably would have been chilling.
And it's also like the type of date. If you're going to like dinner or something, but a bar is like, you can hang out at a bar for a little bit and be fine. So I think there was a lot of weird things on his point of view, just because like you're assuming to be out with somebody from like 8 to like past 10 possibly. So I think that 30 minutes was, if she pulled up at like 9, that's one thing. So I think she could have been like, hey, running behind, I'll be there at 8:30.
She definitely tripping by, and then saying that she said she was outside taking a call for a little bit. I think she said she was outside taking a call for a little bit. If you was going to do that, I mean, if you was on your phone anyway, you could have shot a text and said, I'm here, I'm outside, I'm about to come in a second. I just had to finish some business or whatnot. Just like keep the person abreast of what's going on.
We've talked about this on this show before. I think that I don't care if it was 30 minutes before, I need a verbal confirmation before I leave the house. Right. You know, like, hey, what's up? I'm about to leave. Even if it's not as extreme as like, oh, I can't go anymore. Even if it's just like, oh, I'm running behind too. I'll be there 8:30. So then it's like, oh, okay, I got a little grace, you know. So I think that letting somebody know before, even if you were like, see you at 8, I could see why one of them would reach out to each other like, hey, I'm on the way. I'm heading there now. Like it seemed like there was just no communication.
See, I would have just gone. I wouldn't have needed him to say like, I'm leaving the house now, because the conversation was so soon. Like I would probably been rushing trying to get out.
Yeah.
You know, trying to, because it take me a while to get ready.
Which is why it's not a big deal to be like, hey, I'm gonna be there closer to 8:30 because like, nigga, you just invited her. So it was just, this happens way more than we probably think. Just weird energy on both ends. And then each side is just like, they were tripping, you know, because I don't see why you would just shadow go in there, look around. She's not there. Unless we didn't see the call log, unless he tried to call her and got nothing.
Right.
That would
be. But he didn't say,
yeah,
I tried to call you. He was just like, 8:20, I left. Period.
And she stayed for 40 minutes after being late. So it seemed like she, at the end of it, she wanted to do the date more than he did. But miscommunication was the core of it. But they both weird as hell.
Both of them, like, how did y'all mess up on this?
Simple as hell.
It's so easy. Like, it's kind of common sense. Like, most of us would know, like, if you're meeting up for a date, like,
right,
say, I'm here. Like, I don't understand why
small things
wouldn't
like
just say, I'm
in the
here.
back corner, you know, when you're there.
Where you at? WYA. Nigga's
Easy.
favorite
Parking.
text to women. He couldn't even do that.
That's funny. It's WYA and then WYD.
Right. You got what you doing. And then you up.
Outside.
That's y'all three. And your Uber's here.
Text and your Uber's here is crazy.
Yeah, so I just think both of them was
those are just two people who don't need to be together.
Absolutely.
Two people who are bad at communication is just it's just the pits.
But who's worse?
In this?
Who takes the shitty award?
He is, because he did weird shit and then posted like women are delusional. The most honest thing to do would be like, well, this was crazy. We shouldn't be together. Like, but I think that he took that whole thing and saw no fault in him means he's probably the worst person. Plus, going somewhere, not saying anything, and then dipping. Like, being fed up and leaving is fine if you're on time. But you have to be fed up, like, you have to have some receipts. Like, I called this amount of times, I texted this amount of times.
No receipts. Somebody was like, "Nigga, you wasn't there." There was a couple of responses that said,
he was never there?
If you was there at 8 p.m., you would have let her know you was there. Go play mind games with someone else, nigga. I'm offended you had me read this shit. Somebody said, both of you are terrible communicators. My goodness. Yes, she shouldn't have been late, but you should have at least told her you arrived and left. This didn't have to be this way. Teenagers act better than this.
This didn't have to be this way would have been the perfect caption.
Right. And then horrible communication on both sides, to be honest, both of y'all in the wrong. And then this dumb fuck says, I'm going to have to take the man's side on this one. Sorry. I mean, you don't really take anyone's side on this story because
you
both
don't know
of them
any
are
of them.
horrible. Right. Both of them are horrible communicators.
I would have... This shouldn't have happened. It would have been so easy to not happen. If one of them sent one text in that 20-minute period, that person would have been right for the rest of
the last one said, man, if you extend the invitation, you're responsible for the follow-up. Could have just said, I'm here, and saved all the dramatics.
Yep.
And these are coming from men. So most of these, most of those are coming from men.
Yeah, so that was a weirdo dating a weirdo and posting it like a weirdo.
Right.
I do believe that he could have just not been there at all.
Right.
But I don't see why he would post it if he really wasn't there, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
You like that one?
That was good.
Yay.
That was good. Mine is just going to be a quick list.
All right.
What is the Caucasian way to say, you got me fucked up? The starter, Newsflash, buddy. This one I'm bringing back.
Do they go like this?
Listen here, bucko. Bucko needs to make a reemergence.
Bucko is it. Hand on the hips, always, though.
This is a good one. You've done it now, mister. I really like this one. Now you listen to me. It's the now.
Now you listen to me. Now listen up.
I love this one. Wait a darn tootin' minute. For your information, now wait one darn minute. Dadgummit. I've heard this one. I don't know who you think you are, pal. I'm calling my lawyer.
Oh.
It's a great one.
Ew.
Now hold the phone. I feel like if you were born in after 2000, you wouldn't even understand that means this.
Damn, is that what it is? You covering? What? Oh, you're covering
hold
the
phone.
speaker.
It's like, hang on a second.
Ah, yes.
Can I speak to a manager?
That's a Karen.
You're skating on thin ice, pal.
These are all so great. And they're so accurate.
That is where I draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
Looky here. Now hold your britches, fella.
Britches?
Hold your horses. Mm-hmm. That one never really left.
Right. I feel like everybody be using that one.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yep.
You plumb don dad gum done did it now, son. I'm surprised I made it through that.
Plum dung dad gum did it. Jesus Christ.
This is a good one. As per my last email.
Ooh, that's nasty.
You're cruising for a bruising. Yeah. Cut the malarkey.
Oh, I was about to say cut the cheese. The malarkey.
Malarkey is fantastic.
Can I ask, are any of these white people that are responding?
Oh, dang. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The malarkey one was.
I feel like we're getting some secret ones.
Some real deep
secret
cuts.
Meetup.
Ooh, I've never heard of this. Oh, for corn's sakes? I like that one. All right.
You already said, gosh darn it.
I'm trying to think of the malarkeys coming back. Bucko is for sure coming back. Sam Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I think that those are my new two. Listen here, Bucko.
What about in the movies when they say, you better stop it before I get upset?
Oh, and wait a darn tootin' minute. Wait a darn tootin' minute.
What's going to happen if you get upset?
Newsflash, nigga.
Hey, how can you change the malarkey one into
Oh, I'm not
black
changing.
lingo?
I'm not changing a damn thing. You better cut this damn malarkey.
What the fucking malarkey?
All right.
That was funny.
That was a good time.
Couldn't use those.
My fact today is actually pretty good.
I think mine is too. Mine will make you think.
Mine will make you think the future isn't as bright as we think it is.
Yikes.
You go first. I just went.
All right. My fact.
My fact.
Different versions of you exist in the minds of everyone who knows you.
I love that one.
Yes, it's so good. You never really think about how people perceive you.
They only get a slice.
They only get
Nothing
a slice.
really shows that more than social media because, social media, you're getting a very thin slice of everybody's life and a very doctored up version of one.
Right.
And a lot of people can super fan over somebody and watch all their movies, all their albums, and think that they know that person. And it's such a small version and a warped version.
And that's why they say you probably should never meet your
idols.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, yeah, because they're perfect to you. Mm-hmm. It's probably the same thing why people who read a book and then see that movie the movie's never that good
It's
because
never going to
it's
be.
competing with a whole different version that's
Right.
perfect for you.
Yep. Your mind created the best scenario it could, and then you have to watch somebody else's vision, which is still interesting, but not for you. It's not as,
That's important to know if you're gonna be in the public eye. That it's a different person. What people are judging, whether they love it or hate it, is a very different. It's not real. So
Right.
if they're shitting on you, they're shitting on a version of you that isn't. You shouldn't even take personal.
Right. So, I mean, we know what perception is, but I just took the liberty to just look it up and go over the actual definition of perception. I fumbled that whole thing.
It's fine. I understood.
So I took the liberty of going over what perception is. And it's the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses. So you never really too much think about your senses in that. And everybody's senses are slightly different. So how you view me is different than how my mom views me. And how my mom views me is different than how my best friend views me.
Right.
And how she views me is different than how my sister views me. And none of them are the same person. And I never really thought about that, because you do project different parts of yourself to different people. Like some people think that I'm quiet in public. And I typically am in an environment where I don't know that many people. My personality is completely different than at home or around friends. So my friends will know this silly, goofy, outgoing, crazy person. And then when I go out in certain groups, they're like, oh yeah, she's really chill. She's really, she's really quiet and shy, which a part of me is. And so it's just interesting to really point out the fact that no one really knows you outside of you.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it's different vantage points, because you're one person that's seeing all these people, and they're just seeing it, you in different scenarios. If you have a roommate who only sees you in the morning and leaving, and then you go to school and you have these classmates, and then you go to work and you have work, and then you go to the club, like all of those people should have a different multiverse version of you. Like, your roommate be like, man, Persephanee's sleepy.
Right.
Like, that's because you only saw her during the morning. So it's definitely like a very interesting with vantage points. I found that out. I my first real job was a laser tag, working at a laser tag arena. And
I could see you.
It's funny because my boss
doing that.
was for being our boss for laser tag. You just think somebody's just like, yeah, teach those little kids how to play, blah blah blah. But he was like very, very in tune with like us becoming adults, and like he would give us little business classes and stuff,
Nice.
and like that were like attached to video games. It was very, very interesting. And one thing that he told us was about vantage points. He was like, you guys are just passing through here and going off, but from where I am, it's like different people coming and going. So it's like, I want to give you guys the tools for the next thing, because you guys, this is just a one thing, but for me it's almost like a teacher. Like it's just, you're seeing like a rotating assembly line of people that you can affect. So I think that stuck with me, just in terms of like how people see you too.
And I think it's so valuable when somebody is able to point out something about yourself that you agree with, that you don't necessarily admit to it out loud.
Yeah.
So when people actually give you that constructive criticism, or can see something about you that you see in yourself that maybe is something that you want to change, or something that you're self-conscious about, or whatnot, that a lot of times that feedback is very valuable. And sometimes, because we only show certain parts of ourselves to people, we don't fully take in that criticism or feedback, or look at it in a negative light, get offended, and don't really know how to. But I think secretly we actually end up taking in that feedback and it really getting to us. So it's really nice when there are people that actually pay enough attention to you to what you give them, to be honest about what they see in you. You know, so
that's why it's important to not have emotional outbursts, because 99% of the time you're wrong. And then you realize that after the emotions die down.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, that's why when I see people having an emotional outburst, it's like, that's the weird thing about those type of outbursts. It's not really directed. It's usually just like a.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're standing there, it seems like it's like.
Right.
But it's like a lot of times people are either upset of something else going on, or the fact that they agree with what's going on, and that's their natural reaction. It's like no, but it just sounds like fuck you, you know. So I think that's why it's important for people to just shut the fuck up and take a second.
Shut the fuck up. Put the phone down.
A lot. I mean, how many times have
record yourself crying?
You been upset with somebody and you were just like, you sat on it, and then a couple of days later it was like, oh, I see what happened.
All the time.
I actually, if I would have acted out right there, I actually would have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God for shutting the fuck up.
I be needing time to just like sleep on it. You know, like I'll just remove myself from the stimuli for a minute so that I can calm down. So I rarely have arguments nowadays. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to be more of a firecracker than I am now.
Right.
But I've just learned how to kind of steer those emotions to where they don't like, because I cannot. If I feel too much, it really, really bothers me. And I have to figure out like different coping mechanisms to settle myself without necessarily going to the person who I'm upset with.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it's important that everybody
work on your toolbox.
Take some time, chill out. And it takes a massive L. Usually you got to be really, really wrong in a situation. But just like we were seeing, some people just take L after L, wrong after wrong, and they just keep pushing forward. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. But if they analyze it and they're like, okay, this could have been done this way, this way, this way, that is growth. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't do that.
And they have to let go of when mommy and daddy never apologize for being wrong.
Oh, the black things. All right, my fact.
Let's hear it.
Let's get into some more depressing stuff. Let's forget all this uplifting.
Oh, God. Here you go.
Be honest. In pop culture, because of the rumors about Walt Disney and all that stuff, have you ever considered being frozen, cryogenically frozen for the future?
No.
Never?
No. I'm not a frog. The frogs that can freeze.
They can thaw.
And then thaw out. I feel like
well, not at your age now. Some people, I guess, did it at their age now, but like when you're about to die or like when you're older.
So then I'm going to come back like sick?
No, I think, well, according to The Simpsons, they would just freeze the head and then transfer the consciousness to something
like
else.
Black Mirror.
I don't really know how it works. I just know that the niggas freeze, they wake up in the future. They're like, oh, shit.
Has this been already tested and succeeded?
People have been doing it. People have been cryogenically freezing themselves. But what we don't think about is who's watching you while you're frozen. So, here's the fact.
All right.
Due to several reasons, including mismanagement, faulty equipment, and family issues.
Human error.
Most of the initial humans who were cryogenically frozen eventually decomposed.
Absolutely.
Didn't work.
And I hope that they didn't choose to do it at like our age.
So that they can wake up and there's chrome everywhere.
Imagine if they froze themselves 10 years ago and came back now. I'd be like, the cars still aren't flying?
Trump.
Like, pandemic.
The real estate guy?
Y'all had a worldwide virus?
Oh, yeah. COVID would be the craziest part. Like, oh, yeah, the whole world shut down 2 2 years ago, but people are still wearing shiesties. That's crazy. You think that you're going to be in pristine condition. They lift up the thing, all the ice comes out, and you're just like,
You're a
but
mummy.
nah, in 2023, you look like a half-frozen corn dog. Half dead. So that if they do go like, oh shit, we left it on 75 degrees and they turn it down, you would come back as like brain dead or like
Right. What I'm just curious to know, like when they say the body's decomposed, so they never brought anybody back to life from this.
I think it would be too early compared to like when
they started.
Because like let's say Walt Disney did it.
Mm-hmm.
When was that? 50s?
Okay.
I don't know who would be like, all right,
Time. It's
yeah,
time.
give me back. I just want to live 70 years after I die. And it would be like 100 or something, right?
What if the company loses funding? Like, what if they lose funding? There's a recession.
And your refrigerator is turned off?
Your electricity gets cut.
Well,
There's
also,
a blackout.
The technology back when Walt Disney died, he was probably the first to decompose. He's probably been a puddle for a long time.
So these people are saying, freeze my body after I die? Or are they choosing to
I think it's like
become frozen while they're still alive? Because that...
I never really knew the process of it.
Yeah.
Cryogenic freezing. Because that would be funny if they're like, I'm 25. I'm trying to be 25 and 30, 33.
Right.
Has anyone been cryogenic? As of 2014, about 250 corpses have been cryogenically preserved in the U.S., and around 1,500 people have signed up to have their remains preserved. As of 2016, 4 facilities exist in the world to retain cryopreserved bodies, 3 in the U.S. and 1 in Russia. So
they die and then their body's frozen. So what are they supposed to be able to do? Are they supposed to? They're saying, oh, in 100 years they'll have the type of technology that can bring my body back.
Well, it says in 2015, Justin Smith was found by his father lifeless in the snow. I don't think that's the same thing.
That dude just froze to death. I mean, same process, just different.
Well, he
same outcome, different process.
Well, the reason is he froze to death and he was thawed out and he fully recovered. So it was a low-key a better story than the cryogenics freezings. But it's looking like it's low temperature freezing and storage of human remains with a speculative hope that resurrection may be possible in the future.
They be cleaning stuff.
Well, we found out how many people are clearly smashing dead bodies.
Right.
So they show Jack from The Shining.
The Shining, yes.
Well, it says they're trying to defy mortality by freezing bodies. So they dead anyway. They just getting a little rotten. I guess the fridge wasn't really a human body temp.
I mean, I don't know what they gonna be trying to do to my body when
Burn me. Give me the opposite of the refrigerator. Burn me. Keep me away from the morgue and them nasty niggas. And burn me as soon as possible so they only smash me for a couple days.
Gonna change.
There's a couple bodies in there that's probably in there for weeks getting digged down. I want a quick turnaround. Put me in there, fire me up.
I'm be like the autopsy of Jane Doe. Start fucking with me.
Like, we're closed for the day. They gonna call the other morticians. Hey, we got a fresh one. That's probably what they do. They probably let all the other weird niggas know, and then they have themselves
pictures,
a tin can gangbang.
That's why you guys stay
fit,
shaved, and
so that they can for the sick niggas after me. Make sure I'm looking nice.
Yeah, I ain't got no control over it anyway. It might as well look good.
Jesus Christ!
Well. I'm on my deathbed. I'm gonna make sure they exfoliate my skin.
Dead bodies get boners, or are they going straight for my holes?
When rigor mortis sets in, isn't that when the body like stiffens?
Oh shit! I just need whoever's there to burn me on the spot. As soon as
I
die,
have a hole in the back.
That's what I'm saying. They might go for all my holes. So when I die, just burn me on the spot.
Don't die with your mouth open.
They could open it. They gonna be cutting me open, making all types of different holes. They might just
dark.
do me like operation and put holes all down the side and have everybody
Boop, boop.
come in through. Let's
Don't think
sign
about
off.
that. That's horrible.
Let's sign off. All right, guys, we're gonna leave you with that dark shit. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.